What's up, man? Oh, hold on. I gotta turn on the other screen. I turned off the screen for the thing, for the show. You turn it on because I want to be able to see your chats on full screen so I can read it. I like having it full screen because I can see what you guys are saying. Yo, thank you guys so much. Who won $5? He's late. 1 minute. Oh, whoa, what the hell? Is my screen messed up? Is that just me? No, I don't know what's going on with my screen right now. Oh no. My screen is like tripping out right now. Does it look normal for you guys, or maybe let me turn this off and turn it back on? Looks normal? Oh, it looks normal like that. Let me turn this back on. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. All right, good, good. My thing was tripping out for a second. Yo, thank you guys so much for the love tonight. I appreciate it, man. It's really weird. Let me just show you something. I can never get over this shit. As long as I've been doing YouTube, and because the camera that's recording, it's not a webcam. I do have a webcam, but like 32. Let me just show you this. The problem with this is that like it's like the camera is elevated, like a little bit higher than the computer stuff. It's because of the space and stuff. One day if I can have it a little bit lower, so I have to literally like look up above the screen to look at you guys, and it's freaking weird. And so when I'm doing like an interview type of thing, I literally wasn't even looking at Ashley. I'm just listening to her voice, and I'm trying to keep my eye up here. You know, it's the weirdest, trippiest thing ever. Because I like to look people in the face and in the eye when talking to them. You know, and then the other thing too, it's just a really, really small time constraint to try to talk about the Joseph Morris thing. I understand though, like I get it. They're running a show and everything. Because I was on when I was on Coeur TV, it was very structured too. I actually like the way News Nation had their setup because with Coeur TV, you had to do some weird thing where you had to call in from your phone and have like, I don't know, listen into the audio of your phone through the headset, but use your mic from the computer. It was like this weird setup. So I was glad that they at least had an easier setup. And I really appreciate the opportunity to go on. And so you didn't get to see. I have it. I don't know if I can play it or not. They haven't posted it on YouTube yet. I did record it. I have the episode. I think it's like 5 minutes long or something like that. They did a really good job editing though. Like this beginning portion that they did, they'll probably post it on YouTube. The beginning portion that they did was really well done. I even like that they put the audio of him laughing because I missed that part. And his channel, yeah, I don't see his channel. I don't know. I don't think he was terminated. I think he hid his channel. He made his Twitter private. He hid his channel. I'm assuming he hid his channel. I don't know if I guess it'd be all right to play. I was gonna try to wait till they post it on YouTube. I'll play some of it. Let me just I'll play it, I guess. Let me just make it smaller. But this should be out. I don't know when they're gonna post it, if they're gonna post it.
Consider on TikTok alone that videos with Idaho murders hashtag have more than 460 million views, and that is more than there are people in the United States. We have reported at length about the cyber detectives and the true crime buffs who pore over every.
And you know what happened before this? Ashley was messing around with the virtual tour thing. I don't know if it was her or if it was somebody on the team doing it, but that thing is kind of hard to navigate. The person that made it did a really a beautiful job, but still, I got stuck when I was doing it myself a couple of times. So I don't know if it was Ashley or somebody else, but they kind of got stuck. And what I realized when you're using that app, there's a layer at the bottom of the app that you have to click on the website. There's like a whole mapping floor, and if you get stuck, you can click and get out of there. So I would have told him that had I known, but so they kind of got stuck for a little bit. I think that kind of messed up a little bit the timing. Everything is like minute by minute. It's super programmed. Everything is super like, and that's how my experience was at Coeur TV. And so I literally like I had very basic bullet points, you know what I'm saying? Like just in case I forget something. But because I was kind of nervous. I was nervous at first, but then when I saw everybody on Discord, it like relaxed me and I calmed down. It was really nice to see the support, man. I really, really love you guys. I appreciate it. It made me feel so much better to see you guys supporting me like that. And I had Cliff Notes, but I honestly couldn't even barely use the Cliff Notes because it was just so fast, you know? And at one point I kind of got tongue-tied. I lost myself for a second. So
every detail and photo, looking for clues that the real investigators might miss. But the internet is a big, scary place, and there are bad actors out there too. Case in point, a YouTuber named Joseph Morris may be one of them. This week, Morris is being accused of posting a fake video. In it, a neighbor of the murdered students is said to have made an audio recording of the murders as they were happening. Take a listen.
They say his Twitter is private. It's not gone. Okay, so they're saying Lori told me he deactivated his Twitter. Okay, which to me, I'm thinking like with this guy, like I'm really not worried about, because the vibe that I got was like, you know, just be careful what we say, cover ourselves, maybe legally, but like there's just so many things about this that I confirmed that was wrong, and of course the team helping me out. Hey, yo, and I just remember there was this funny ass conversation. I was talking to a lady, right, over there, and they were like talking about like how'd you get the information, and so I started saying the names of people, you know, and I was like going on kind of what happened on Discord, and at one point she was like, oh, so like do you have engineers? And I started laughing. I was like, no, it's just internet people, internet sleuths. It was funny though. Engineers.
That is really alarming stuff if it's real. But something is fishy, and the cyber sleuth community thought so too. And as soon as they started asking questions about that video, poof, Joseph Morris deleted the video. But not before more than 270,000 of his YouTube subscribers had seen it.
And so I think he first unlisted the video, which people had sent me screenshots, and then he privated the video. And by the way, the Brian Laundrie video that he had up, the boat video, I was looking at the video earlier today and it was public. And what happened was I was told that, so let me tell you this too, some behind the scenes stuff that you guys didn't know that I don't think will be a problem. The lady that I was talking to, she told me that they actually reached out to Joseph Morris. They actually tried to get him on panel because she thought that like it's only fair to try to get some sort of commentary, or if he wants to come on, to give him a chance to give his side. And they never heard back from him. Okay. And I didn't think they were going to hear back from him. And so he must have known that this stuff was coming. That's why when I made the first Twitter post, I didn't say anything about what we were going to be talking about, because I wanted to like leave it open, you know, but I guess they reached out to him. And so maybe he probably saw that and thought, let me start either privating, and eventually he hit his whole channel, you know, and I don't wish bad upon people. I'm not into like harassing and all this kind of stuff too, but there is video, which we're going to see, of this guy laughing about the Brian Laundrie incident when they confronted him about making up fake information.
One man decided to call Morris out. He is a fellow YouTuber named Melvin Sedano. He's known online as iCkEdMeL.
And let me tell you, I was so impressed when she said it right. Like nobody ever gets it right. Like in the news, they always have she said it right. I was like, damn, that was pretty good. Now Vinny Palatino had to ask me how to say it.
Joseph Morris deleted the video, but not before more than 270,000 of his YouTube subscribers had seen it. One man decided to call Morris out. He is a fellow YouTuber named Melvin Sedano. He's known online as iCkEdMeL. And have a look at how he says he debunked the Scream video.
I have multiple things to show you why this was fabricated. Like we have the original source of the audio, and I don't know what kind of audio, like what modification he made to the audio. There's multiple things you could have done. You can add reverb. You can do all kinds of things to make audio sound like it's outside, though I think maybe he just held the audio at a distance and made it sound like it was outside, and he just breathed over it.
Sedano says that Morris took the audio from another YouTuber, added the breathing sounds, and then manipulated the result to make it seem like it came from a distance.
So I think he either did that, or because I downloaded his entire video. Sometimes when these people start getting crazy and you know they're going to start deleting shit, I have this nice little app. I downloaded this shit for record keeping purposes, right? And honestly, when he did this video, I'm just trying to keep it fair use just in case, you know. I don't think it'll be a problem, but
Hi, everybody. The roommates in the...
When he did this video, right, this fabrication. How far is it? Oh, here it is. One of the things that I noticed too, that I didn't even mention this in my own video, is this video here that he's playing. It looks like it's somebody in a car. That's why I was wondering, is that him in the car? It looks like it's somebody sitting somewhere in the dark.
sound. So I don't know if you can hear it. I'm going to loop it over and over again.
I don't know if it's outside or not, but it looked like something's going on outdoors, maybe, or something. It's so weird how his eyes are like, I don't know what kind of weirdo shit is that. His eyes are like bulging and shit too. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know. The other thing too that I noticed, see, you to break this stuff down, like you have to have time to talk about it. Because even in that video that I did, the 12-minute video, that was me rushing, like super rushing. Mo, Lisa, Diggs, Mayna, people on Twitter too. I don't like, sometimes I don't want to say names because I don't want to leave people out, but it was a collaborative effort. People sent me different pieces of information. And one of the things that Diggs had pointed out too, which was interesting, if you look, this is the fabricated part of that article. Look at the way the rest of the article types neighbor. You see how the normal way, the regular American way, I guess. But the portion that he manipulates, this is how Canadians type it. If you type in, you look up how Canadians type neighbor, it comes up like this. So this guy didn't even make the effort to try to like fix all the other neighbors in this article. He only put it the way he typed it. You know, and that was a really good observation that was made. There's so many things, and I reached out. Mayna reached out to the author, and I reached out as well today to confirm. I DM'd him. This is fake. Like there's just no way around it. I talked to the neighbor. He said it's fake. Like for anybody that still thinks like, oh no, well maybe, bruh, you know, like nothing in this world is gonna help you. And some of those people, you just gotta let them go down the path of hell. There's nothing you can do for those people.
Sedano also accuses Joseph Morris of fabricating the online news story that accompanied the Scream video to make the narrative that much more believable. And this isn't the first time that Joseph Morris has been accused of meddling in a high-profile murder case. Back in September of last year, at the height of the Gabby Petito mystery, Joseph Morris claimed that Brian Laundrie was seen accidentally going live on an Instagram while out on a boat somewhere.
There are allegations that Brian appeared on Instagram Live accidentally for 2 to 3 seconds, and viewers saw water as if he were on a boat.
Were there really allegations?
And when Ashley was talking like this, I thought it was pretty funny. Like, were there really? See, people like this, man. I mean, it's just really trashy. Like, people like this can manipulate anything on the internet, and at the expense of like families. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is worse than like, you know how people sometimes are like, oh, you shouldn't speculate, but like, really, that's what the internet does. Even that's what the experts do, is kind of speculate their theories. But this is beyond that. This is like literally making shit up to get some views and clicks. And what I've told people is like, this is not even a story that you need to do that. You make a video, you talk about it. If everybody's talking about it, it's going to probably get views. You know? So how long has this person been doing that? And I was even thinking to myself today, like, how is he with the people in his life? Because, and I said this in my original video, people like this, they don't freaking change. I mean, unless maybe he goes to get to some professional help or some shit. People like this, all they do is improve in lying and manipulating. That's why the Brian Laundrie thing, that was one thing. This situation with the screaming audio, he takes it a step further by taking out 2 different pieces of audio, just the pieces of audio, no actual video from that video, the original video. and edits an article to support his narrative.
Joseph, because we all know that Brian Laundrie was nowhere near a boat. He was rotting, dead in the Florida swamp, right next to his home. And now Joseph Morris's critics are claiming that Morris was called out on a Zoom meeting for posting such damaging and false reports.
I heard about this, and Rabbit had told me about this, and I even back then I had heard about this. And this is where people confront this guy. I don't know what kind of video app, or I don't know where this was at. They're confronting him about all the fake stuff that he does, and he's just like laughing about it.
I love that. I love that.
Well, of course you love it, but I'm just saying it's like, but it's.
I love it. I love it.
Even though it's fake, it's like you still watch it and you're like, this is so wrong. Like.
Really funny, hilarious. So if Joseph Morris lied and faked that Idaho post, should he and anyone else who does that kind of crap face consequences? Or is it free speech? Or is it interfering in a police investigation? Coming up, the man who debunked Joseph Morris.
And honestly, the police were talking about they were going to kind of take action to the people that are doing things like that online, but they never really do much, honestly. And with YouTube either. YouTube really, a lot of the times, they don't really do much. They don't even enforce their own rules. And I noticed with certain big creators, they don't enforce the rules. And shit, almost, was it this year or last year? I had 2 strikes on my channel for some BS. They strike me for stuff that other YouTubers have on their channels. So it's like, these people kind of play around, and it seems to me like they enforce it when they feel like they want to enforce it. And honestly, it just creates an environment where these people can thrive and grow more. And honestly, I learned a long time ago, most people, I don't want to say it like that, but a lot of the times people really don't care about the truth. So that's why people like this can get away with the kind of shit that they do, because the entertainment value matters more, but I guess people didn't like Joseph Morris doing this again, though.
Morris's screen video. Melvin Sedano, next.
I don't know, SW.
The planning of limited our energy of oil.
Yeah, cancer.
Fast growing.
Marks
It off.
same
Every hours of
Tragedy in Idaho.
And I hope they post this on YouTube. I don't know if they will or not. I hope they post the whole, at least my segment. That'd be kind of cool if they did. But now I understand why some people, because I remember I was watching the News Nation clips recently, and I realized some people, it seemed like they were cut off. It's because there's such a time constraint, and so they got to move on and stuff. And so now I understand why this should happen.
So Melvin, what tipped you off that, Joseph Morris's video might be a fake?
Quite a few things, and thank you for having me on, Ashley. The internet, people had kind of suspicious. They were suspicious about what they saw because there was a previous incident or multiple incidences, like with the Brian Laundrie boat incident, where he took a video from a larger, older video, snipped it down, and then put it out as if Brian Laundrie had just.
Bro, it's so trippy seeing myself, because at this moment when I was doing this, I was thinking I fucked up. I don't know why I was thinking that, but watching the replay, I was like, I was okay. Not bad. I don't know what. Turned on his Instagram live by accident. And so I think even on that TikTok video that he did of the boat incident, it got 11 million views. It's still up on his TikTok. That's right. It's right here. Oh, there we go. Oh, I was wrong. Shit. It's 1.3. I read the comment section as 11. I screwed that up. My bad. I caught myself. Let's see.
So where is Brian?
So I made a mistake. I thought it was 11 million views. He got 1.3 million. I was looking at the comment section, so I just caught myself. You're your own worst critic. So he might come out later and try to defend himself and say, no, you were wrong. It's that. So in case the YouTubers try to come after me to try to cancel me for that, I screwed that up. So that kind of made me want to pay attention to it, because people were emailing me, DMing me,
I literally woke up, I think it was Saturday morning, and everybody on Discord was telling me like, we need to look into this because the audio, somebody found the audio, the original author from where that came from. And it's weird because the original audio comes from, it looks like a domestic violence situation. And so 2 small parts of that video with a woman screaming, leave me alone and stop it, were taken. It seems like it was modified and it was added to his video. Also, in looking into that, I was trying to find that article, the Daily Mail article, and I found the original article, and it doesn't have the verbiage that he was reading, where it says, but blood-curdling scream they heard that night, which is pretty disgusting for him to even use that verbiage.
And I thought at one point, I really thought that, damn, I didn't know this was going to be a video about me. We're supposed to do Nancy, but we'll do Nancy after. The blood-curdling screams, I had thought that he titled the video that at one point. I could be wrong. When I downloaded it, at the time it said neighbor releases recording of scream from Idaho college student murder. Or maybe he had that. I don't know. This might have been after he modified it. I thought he said in the title at one point, because this guy is infamous for changing his titles. He put some crazy shit, some false shit in his title, and then after one day or a couple hours, he'll switch it back up.
When describing,
so what you're saying, Melvin, is he overlaid a legitimate news source like the Daily Mail and made it and legitimized the audio clip that he had put together from different sources, from a domestic violence incident, and then I mean, that's pretty crafty stuff. So my question for you is, because you do a lot of, I got about 10 seconds left, but this.
Bro, when she's like, you got 10 seconds, like she has 10 seconds left, I was like, oh shit. Thanks Ashley. It reminded me of Nancy Grace when she told that one person, she's like, okay, you better make it profound. And I'm like, oh shit.
This gives you guys a bad name. The community must have been really angry about this.
Oh yeah, a lot of people upset. Even, I mean, I've reached out to the neighbor. He said it was fake. I reached out to the author of the Daily Mail. It was fake. And the true crime community already has sometimes a bad rap for doxing, harassing, going down the crazy conspiracy train. And so this is bad. And there's audio of him laughing about it with the Brian laundry incident. Yeah, it's horrible.
Melvin Sedano, I am
It's actually pretty good. I don't know why in my head in the moment I thought it was worse. It's not bad. Okay.
very appreciative that you joined us tonight and that you did the work to call this out. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. We'll have you on again.
Thanks. All right, thank you.
I want to go back out to the house right now if I can with Brian.
Okay, it actually wasn't bad. I don't know why in my head I thought it was like something else, yo. I don't know what. But yeah, it was really cool being on there. My mother was kind of tripping though, because I was telling her earlier, I was like, all right, Mom, I'm gonna be on the news. Like, okay. Now be careful what you say. I was like, Mom, I've been doing this for a while. Now be careful what you say. I'm just trying to make you feel comfortable, like feel better. I'm like, you don't really soothe me when it comes to this. It's actually 11.8 million views. Is it? What are you talking about? Hold on.
So where is Brian Laundrie? Instagram.
I see 1.3. I don't know. I see 1.3 here. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for coming through. Hey, Rabbit. Thank you so much, man. I really, it's kind of nice. I never thought I'd be on Coeur TV and then to be on News Nation. And really just the people that support me, all you guys and people on Discord and my friends. That was nice. All right, I guess we'll get to Nancy Grace. She came up with another podcast. Isn't those likes? Is it? Hold on. Oh, you're right. Wait, you're right. Hold on. That is likes. No, you're right. Who said that in the chat? Yo, you guys are right. What the hell am I talking about? All right, so how do I see the views? Hold on. Where's that video? Where's Brian Laundrie? What is this? Oh my God. No. Okay, hold on. Where is Brian Laundrie? Did he take the video down? He didn't take it down.
So where is Brian?
No, you're right. It's 1.3 million likes. So where the hell? How do you see the views on this shit? Why can't I see it? I don't know how to find the views. I don't know how this TikTok shit works. And I'm on TikTok. I don't know how this shit works with these kids. Somebody find it out. Somebody send me a screenshot of the views on his thing. Please. Help me out. Throw me a bone. Hashtag Nancy Grace. Let me see. God. Let's see. JLD. I'm gonna scroll down and find it. Because maybe I was right. There we go. I was right. Oh no, that's another video. He has.
So where is Brian Laundrie? Still alive.
I got it. I'm right. I was right. Oh, thank God. I don't know if you can see it. In my phone, it shows 11.8 million views. Okay, I was right. Or I could just do the full screen. That would make sense too, instead of like. There we go. 11.8 mil. Bang, bang. 11.8 mil. I click on it.
So where is Brian Laundrie? Still alive. There are allegations that Brian appeared on Instagram Live accidentally.
Let me take a screenshot too before he deletes this shit. Let me get iCkEdMeL one last time. One more time. All right, we got it. We're uncanceled, right? We're uncanceled. We're saved. Mel, did you see my super chat? Let's see. Yes. Okay, let me get the super chats and then we'll do Nancy Grace. LL, thank you for the super chat. Says, what's up, big timer? Congrats on the new spot. Thank you so much. Shoni, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for your support. I see you all the time. Thank you. Laura, thank you for the super chat. Says, we're also proud of you, Mel. Banfield said she would have you back on. Great job. Thanks to Jazz for screaming. Yeah, thank you so much. She called me and she was like, I could stream. And I was like, yeah, sure. Because everybody on Discord, there's people that can't watch it or whatever. So some people streamed it, or she streamed it for some people. Lisa, thank you so much for the super chat. So proud of you. You is amazing. Mary, thank you for the membership. SW 4x4 Explorers. Anyway, Moscow PD will press charges against them. I don't know, but if they want to contact me and they want the information I have, contact me. Tracy, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I'm coming in late. Congrats to you and your team of engineers. Deserve all the praise possible for exposing this. It's so wrong. It is. So did JM delete his channel or was it taken down? I looked, it's gone. I think he hit his channel. On YouTube, you have the option. You want me to slow the chat? On YouTube, you have the option to hide your channel. So you can kind of like just make your channel disappear if you want. And whatever is going on, like this must be having some drastic measures because he was called out previously for that Brian Laundrie boat thing. He didn't do nothing. He just laughed it off and kept on going. This time seems a whole lot different. He's even in the news. He's getting the attention he's always asked for. See what else with the super chats. Kim S. It's actually 11.8 million views. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for that correction. Appreciate that. Sierra, there's people waiting. praying for me to screw up. So thank you. Congratulations, you did great. Thank you so much. And S 4x4, please show the please show the damn chat. Laura, I got you. Okay, I got you. Like, who's over there? It's like, is it engineers? All right. So let's do this. Let's listen to Nancy Grace. Let's see what's going on here. Relax, chill. It's late night. It's 12 a.m. Does he still get paid? That's a good question, Jake. I don't know. If you hide your channel, do you still get paid? Because I would think your analytics, the views, everything goes to hell. You're literally killing your channel when you do that. I've never done that to my channel, so I don't know what happens. Do you lose out on your monthly earnings? Do you still get it? Maybe he still gets it. I don't know. Thank you, Laura, for the membership. Carmen, congrats, Mel. Super job on exposing Jam. Thank you. It's been such a crazy ass year. And look how it's turned out, right? It's been, wow, look at all this shit that I've been through this year, that we've been through this year, the ups and downs, and mostly ups still, you know, people that have tried to take me down, people with millions of subscribers that tried, you know, like, it's just incredible. So, and I just, I feel super thankful and grateful. And even today, I was kind of frustrated. Today, I didn't get anything done. I was kind of like upset a little bit because I was like, damn, like I didn't get to do any videos. And I was talking to the sponsor, which I really like talking with those people. It's a really nice experience. And I was supposed to edit the video that I made for the sponsor, and I didn't get to do that. And out of nowhere, I get the email from News Nation. So I was like, wow, okay. Let's see if this loads up.
Going back to school as a working adult doesn't mean career.
Making today's crime story.
And and let me tell you, yo, there was a meeting. Remember, if you guys were here for the chase, was it a chase? Oh no, it was the press conference. Right? There was a press conference. Right after that, I had a meeting with this guy. I start the meeting, right? I said, all right, guys, I got to go. I start the meeting. Then I get hit up that there's a chase. So I canceled the meeting. I'm literally talking to this guy, and I'm like, yo, I'm sorry. I got to go. You know what I'm saying? I got to do it for YouTube. I got to go. He said, okay, I understand, man. Okay. I felt bad. I leave the meeting. I open up the chase. I'm about to start the stream, and the chase ends. I was just like, what? And then that's when I checked my email, and I saw News Nation. So, yeah.
Stories possible. It's our favorite, Sarah Lee. Struggling to feed your family something nutritious and delicious? Let me introduce the new Sarah Lee white bread made with veggies. Soft, delicious bread you expect from Sarah Lee. Now baked with the equivalent of 1 cup of veggies per loaf, fortified with vitamin.
Orlando is just about theme parks. Think again. No. Visit us and see for yourself. Here.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. 4.
Oh, by the way. Sorry. While we're still on the topic for the Joseph Morris thing, I didn't even know there was an article today that came out. Where's the shit at? There's so much chat in Discord. I missed. I'm looking for my own post. Damn. Oh, here it is. Rose had posted this. I don't know why, Rose, you didn't text me or DM me. Maybe did she tag me? I don't know. Prominent YouTuber accused of faking evidence in Idaho murder case. And Newsweek goes on to talk about the whole situation with Joseph Morris and me. And I'm like, wow. They even put my tweet. And I used to hate Twitter. And Flossie was telling me, like, you should use Twitter. You're going to like Twitter. So I started using Twitter. Look at that. Now my tweets are in Newsweek. Crazy, huh? And Jennifer Coffindaffer, this was the whole thing too, where they were referring to the audio of Joseph Morris laughing or whatever. So it's kind of interesting. Thank you, Mo. Sent his fake apology to you in Discord. Where? Did you DM me? Or was it in the admin chat? Diggs, Melvin, 2 phones and still not sent you a screenshot. My other phone is, I don't even know where that's at. It's like a paperweight. I don't know where that thing's at. It's almost 14 million views. Oh, because he did a second video or something. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And let's see what else. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Says you the ish. Congrats. Thank you so much. The Farley Bird Zone. Congratulations, Justice. I hope this helps Joseph look at himself and take accountability. I feel like maybe if he would have just came up with a video and admitted it, like, yo, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe he could have came back. He probably still will come back, and majority of his fan base will not care. Look at AWP. These people don't care. They'll still support whatever. But if he would have just came out and said, yo, I'm sorry, I'm going to do better, maybe he could have just overcame it. But like to delete his channel or not delete, but hide his channel or whatever, that's just weird. Black Lake, this dude addressed it and said he'll do a better job at vetting his sources. Really, my guy? You literally created a fake story. I didn't create no fake story, but thank you for the... Wait, what? This dude addressed it and said he'll do a better job at vetting his... No, he didn't. But thank you for the super chat. Thank you for paying. Technical out. Don't forget about your friends. Since the beginning, follow Piney Woods Law and Crime. So proud of you, Mel. Thank you so much. I'm not surprised that people are still caping for him. I haven't seen his fake apology, though. So, let me see. They're saying fake apology. Oh, here it is. Okay. Fake apology. Let's see.
Hello there. How
And why is his channel down? How is anybody supposed to watch his fake apology or his apology if you can't see it?
are you? I am Joseph Morris. So I just want to say I'm very, very sorry on my last stream for sharing something that I shouldn't have shared. I'll make sure to check my sources better and not spread unfact-checked information. So it's a learning process for me, and I'm very sorry for that.
So let me ask you this. Who's it? Black Lake that's caping. So he addressed it, and he said he'll verify his sources. So what is his sources, Black Lake? You believe that this guy, somebody sent him the audio, manipulated the audio. Also that somebody typed, just like Joseph types, right? You're telling me that somebody manipulated the HTML for him too? They sent him the audio, they manipulated it. Dude, this guy did this himself. He has a history of doing it. He did the whole Brian Laundrie shit. I don't know what's wrong with people like you. Maybe you're Joseph Morris himself. Maybe that's you, Joseph. I don't know, on an alt account. You know, I contacted the author. I contacted the original author of the video that he took the audio from. It's not this guy's first rodeo. I mean, you people will excuse anything. And that's what I was saying. Some of these people, is nothing you can do for them. You know what I'm saying? Just let them go on their way. It doesn't matter who it affects, whose life is destroyed, whose family or victims are used as a tool. These people will still defend it. So, and whatever that I don't know where that apology is at, because his whole channel and everything's gone. All right. Okay. Nicole, thank you for the super chat. Can you do a video and explain Discord at some point? I think I might have to make a new video for Discord. I can't seem to see anything on there for you. I can't comment. Did you verify? I think you have to hit. I'll make a video. We'll talk about it after. I don't believe him. Okay, Black Lake commented again. Okay, so I read it wrong. I don't believe him. What? No, he's lying out his ass. I'm not caping for him. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry. I took that as you were kind of caping for him. FSA, well, you are going to forget. No. Are you going to forget about us little people? Aren't you so happy for you? I remember this channel when there was about the same 15 of us. Congrats. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh, I did read that wrong. I'm sorry. You're Black Lake. You're right. I'm sorry. Not take the L. I see what you're saying. he addressed it, but you're saying he created a fake story. Okay, I got you. My bad on that.
University of Idaho students found slaughtered in their beds, we think, as at least some of them slept in the last hours. Critical video surveillance.
I was gonna snap, and I'm like thinking, oh God, here's somebody else caping for this guy. Because I've had comments like that. I'm like, oh God, here we go.
Surveillance footage emerges. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us here at Fox Nation and Sirius XM 111. First of all, take a listen to our friends at crimeonline.com.
Detectives collected 8 hours of surveillance video Tuesday morning from a gas station in Moscow, where a clerk saw a white sedan passing by at 3:45 a.m. on the night of the unsolved stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students. An overnight assistant manager told Fox News Digital that she's been reviewing the tapes a little bit at a time over the past few days, looking for clues in her downtime on the graveyard shift. She said she was not working on the night of the murders. Monday night, she said she reached the 3 o'clock hour and spotted the car. The car drove by real quick, she said, and then it turned down a side street off Highway 8. She said she took a picture of the screen and sent it to an email address police have set up to receive tips, and a few hours later, detectives gathered up the footage.
You know what? I hate people that say, I told you so. I hate that. I try never to say, I
have some people that do that sometimes. I told you, like they're waiting for the moment. I told you so.
I told you so. Got an all-star panel, but first I've got to go to Cheryl McCollum, forensic expert, founder of Cold Case Research Institute. She's at coldcasecrimes.org. We fought in the trenches. I as a prosecutor, she is a forensic expert for 10 years and more. Cheryl, how many times have I screamed, look for video? Remember when this became pertinent in the Alex Murdaugh case when a stranger shot him in the head on a rural road?
Absolutely.
And I said there's going to be no video footage on that rural road, but what about the turn-ins to get to the rural road? Sure enough, I believe it was at Ebenezer Baptist Church, sitting right there at the turn-in with the camera, front and center. And here, you had to get a gas.
That's true, Pat. She does say that a lot. I feel like I remember her saying that. She says, I told you so all the time.
Station clerk to find the video of the Elantra. Really? Here's this girl, this woman in her spare time.
And do you guys think that was the Elantra? What do you think? Because I've seen some people kind of, I don't know.
I'm coming through video, and she basically has to deliver it on a Christmas tree. I mean, just thank God we've got the video, Cheryl.
Thank God we've got the video. But Nancy, even more specific, on your show, I even said, I'm looking at the camera right now on my phone. I can see the gas station.
Yeah, you did. I mean, should we just, you know what? We should start downloading crime stories and uploading it onto the FBI website, for peace sake. Guys, not only do I have Cheryl McCollum with me, I'm going to go one by one as I go to them. But guys, remember, as I tell you over and over, I'm not your school marm. This ain't high tea at Windsor Castle. Jump in if you have an idea. Clearly, the police need them. They need every idea they can get. And I'm not suggesting they're not good. They're fine. But the more people thinking and analyzing, the better. I want to go now to my new friend, Chris McDonough, and I believe his wife, somebody he keeps calling honey on the video that he has, and the interview room. And it is, I've spent way too much time on the interview room. He's director at the Cold Case Foundation, former homicide detective. You can find him coldcasefoundation.org. Chris McDonough, question. And Fox Nation, if you could show that video that we're talking about that was obtained from the gas station. In your video, you are driving up very slowly the main street there in Moscow, and you turn left, as I recall, at a gas station. Is that the gas station, or is it?
Yes.
That is the gas station.
No, that's not the right one. That's not the right one. No, it is. It is actually on another approach, Nancy, into that area, meaning from the main 95. So there is a way around that A&W down at the corner there, which is on the video.
Right.
And the gas station that this vehicle is seen is approximately 1 mile away as a crow flies to the house. And there is a back way to get into the student, campus area. But once you're on that main road there, Taylor, you're stuck. It's one way in and one way out.
Okay, let me just digest what you're saying, because Taylor, I don't know how it starts, but it turns into something that almost looks like an alley, and it goes up between houses, which, as you point out, those houses do not have video surveillance on them, as you were looking for any other cinder blocks in your video. And you go up Taylor, and there's the house, the front entrance, Jackie, right there. So you're telling me this car speeding by, it was going at a pretty good clip. The white Hyundai Elantra in question is speeding.
And I forgot, somebody in the chat had said earlier, the specific gas station. Anybody know in the chat? I know I saw it on Discord, but I just haven't had a chance.
Speeding by 1 mile from 1122 King, which is the murder house. 1 mile as the crow flies at 3:45 a.m.
Right, I couldn't tell personally if the vehicle's leaving or coming towards the area. And what the challenge with that vehicle, though, is once it gets up onto King Street, where 1122 is, they have to go up that, road there and around that building and back down the side of the house, and then come either park on that street or park in that parking lot behind the house, or park in the parking lot next to the apartment complex.
Exactly. I've argued to juries many a time. I'm going to throw this to Irv Brandt, Senior Inspector, U.S. Marshal Service International, Chief Inspector, DOJ. It goes on and on. Brand new book coming out, Solo Shot. It'll be on Amazon in January. Author of Flying Solo, Top of the World, Irv Brandt.
Thank you, Runner Girl, for the gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Black Lake, I'm sorry again. Thank you for correcting me on that. I read that wrong. I was ready to jump because I was like, God, another person. Let's see what else. Diggs, thank you for the super chat, says he blamed his source in his fake apology, Mel. Thank you. Jim Jules, we're all proud to be ride or dies on his high-speed chase with you. Por vida, or we ride out sparking rims. Mo, thank you for the super chat. That's what he said in the apology, Mel. Deep Pump, thank you for the membership. Nicole, can you do a video? Okay, hopefully sometime soon. I'll make a Discord video for people. I know people have a hard time with that. Have to say what you're going to. I got that already. Black Lake, got that. Technical. I'm a member, but I changed my handle on so no Discord. Okay. Laura, thank you for the super chat, says Joseph Morris is still on TikTok. That is where his apology video was posted. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. I didn't know. By the way, you did a great tonight. Love your show. Thank you. Tracy, do you think he was contacted by LE? I don't know. The thing is, where is that guy located? I know he's from Canada, but does he actually live in Canada, or is he like here in the US? Is he like in Cali or something? Imagine the amount of time wasted with tips coming in with this audio. Also, he gave the same apology / excuse to his community page for the BL thing. Yeah, this wasn't like the way this whole thing happened, bro. Like, it's not like something, somebody sent you this and you just ran with it. Like, this was very intentional. It's not like I just accidentally came across something or somebody just sent me this. And like I said, he's taking more steps to try to hide his tracks. And so the next time you might not even be able to tell. Backfest, thank you for becoming a member. Tammy, thank you for the super chat. Sinner, when the whole world all of a sudden starts listening to your favorite band, all jokes aside, you deserve all the success. Thank you, man. Zippity doo wop, thank you for the super chat. I doubt that somebody just committed those murders would speed down the road and risk getting pulled over. They would not stand out there like a sore thumb. Leon, thank you for the super chat. Says, you the GOAT. iCkEdMeL, thank you. Jay Westside, thank you for the super chat. Who are the runners in the police video? That's a huge find out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the police have spoken about it, or I don't know what's going on. Somebody said, please don't say he's Canadian. Technical out. Just rewatched your TV interview. You're killing it. I think the white car is the murder car. Really? I think it was one very enraged male. Hope he gets caught. Blueberry, thank you for becoming a member.
As I have argued to many a jury, nothing good happens after midnight. This is 3:40.
There used to be a guy I would watch on YouTube. He said nothing good happens after 10. He would even go further to say 10 o'clock. Be home. Don't go out.
5 a.m. What is this car doing? Speeding, we think, from the murder house. At the time of the murders are placed between 3 and 4 a.m.
Oh, that's correct, Nancy. You'd be able to narrow down the reasons fairly quickly as to why a car would be going specifically into that neighborhood. Like you said, there's one way in, one way out. It's not like they were going somewhere else. They were heading into that neighborhood for a reason. So it's imperative that they identify that vehicle and the people that were in it.
We have looked very carefully at all of the homes, and there are a lot of them. You can't really tell from the picture we keep seeing on TV. It's very congested, very crowded. It's student housing on top of student housing. And it's almost like an alley driving up King, especially when you add in ice and snow. Very difficult to get up and down that hill without a four-wheel drive. That Hyundai Elantra does not have a four-wheel drive, but there is a parking lot. You go past the house and up around, and then there is actually a parking area in the back of the house and above the house. You're going up an incline. And if you were parked there, you could easily come down. I'm just wondering, could the car have been parked there? Right now, we're talking about the video surveillance. Joining me.
And we've talked about that spot for a while now. It feels like forever. When we saw it on the, I think the Zillow listing, that you can clearly see that back area there, the back of the house. You could either park or you could stake out that area. Even in the Zillow listing, there's a car parked in that area over there, and you can kind of clearly have a clear view of the house.
Stephanie Pagonis, crime reporter, Fox News Digital, on the case from the get-go. Stephanie, tell me, you've looked at the video, we've all looked at it, but please describe it for our listeners and viewers right now.
That's correct, Nancy. And just going back to what you said quickly, yes, it is easy to access this home from behind it. There is a road immediately behind the home named Walenta Drive. I personally was there and I parked there, and you can see this crime scene from Walenta Drive. Now, going back to this video, yes, this woman said she actually examined the video hour by hour, bit by bit, and when she finally got to the 3 o'clock hour, she was able to spot this white vehicle. Police were able to recover 8 hours of that footage. It shows this vehicle near 802 Troy Road. This is about...
Okay, so Sylvia posted this in the chat too. Sylvia, I think that's Sylvia. Jazz highlighted the comment for me. Sylvia been on the case. Sylvia's been working. He been. I get calls all the time about different theories and aspects of the case. And so this is the 802 Troy Road. And this is what they call Highway 8. The gas station right here. Okay. And that's walking. Look at that car. That's really close. 1.4 miles, 4 minutes. Quick drive. And he took the highway and got out of there.
1.2 miles, not as the crow flies, that's in a car, 1.2 miles, but yes, approximately.
That as the crow flies thing always confused me, kind of threw me off. I know it means something, like you're going in a certain direction, right? As the crow flies. What does that crap mean? I forgot what story it was that they were using that term, and I kept getting confused. Mean. What does it mean? Used to say that a distance is measured in a straight line between 2 points, okay, or places. So it's a straight line, okay.
1 mile. Now, I just want to emphasize here, and I know that Chris knows this from being there as well, but Moscow is it's small. You can probably count on two hands how many gas stations there are. Troy Road, it is very close to Taylor Avenue. Actually, Taylor Avenue turns into Steiner Avenue, which is the intersection near where this gas station is located.
Yeah. So about a mile from the home, the car is flying like a bat out of hell. And I heard, Chris McDonough, that it turns down a...
So they're talking about these two roads. You got the Taylor Avenue. You can take it down here. And then I guess it changes to Steiner. And you can take it straight to, as the crow flies, right? I guess straight to the 802 Troy Road. I could never see myself using that word normally, like in regular life. I don't know. Got to take practice. Like intentional to say that, right? But maybe when you're talking about direction, it just makes things easier as the crow flies. Or could you just say straight line?
Side street near Highway 8. What does that mean to you? Was it getting on Highway 8?
Yeah, well, they could obviously be evasive tactics of some sort. But what's real interesting is we have, the police, when they're first there and they're processing the scene, as you know, Nancy, out in front, they're measuring, what appears to be some type of tire marks on the pavement, as well as the house. If you're standing looking right at the house, to the right, that blue house, some of the early footage, you see a webcam in the exterior porch light. And then later footage, you see that camera has been taken. And you see, I saw one news report where there was an officer coming out of that house and that camera's gone. So I'm supposing or, thinking that they gathered that footage and maybe that vehicle would have been seen leaving that particular area.
Question to you again, where was that camera? Where again was that camera, Chris?
It was screwed into the porch light. It's one of those webcams.
Yeah.
That, and it was screwed into the porch light. But when you go back and look at some footage, you'll see that it's missing. But you'll see it initially there.
What house?
It's the house to the right of... If you're standing in front of the Target house, 1122, it's the immediate house to the right. I think it's blue.
Yeah, I saw that. Take a listen to our friends at Fox News.
What blue house are they talking about? Blue house? So next to the home? You're talking about the back?
Fox News learning this afternoon that investigators have also collected hours of video evidence from a nearby gas station that's only about a half a mile from the murder scene.
We've been trying to use those videos to garner new information. As you can imagine, there's hours.
And I wonder, how do the people, you notice now, this is like a privacy thing. I guess on Google, you can, I wonder how you submit this. It's just a big blur. Can the owners of the house submit that? Like it's a privacy complaint or something? Like this wasn't like that before, and then now you got this here. I guess this is the house they're talking about, maybe. I remember when these crazy people thought it was like some federal government shit. It's a conspiracy drug house if it's blurred out. Remember that shit? Those crazy crackers? I think all they do is like submit something online, and I don't know where to figure that out. Blurred out.
And hours of video, so it does take a lot of time.
As police comb through that video from at least 2 local businesses, we're learning more about some of this other DNA evidence.
Damn, what's up, man? The interview room came by. Thank you so much for the comment. He said it's actually gray. Oh, okay. Oh, it's great. I haven't watched the full video yet, but I had a whole bunch of people reaching out to me and telling me that he did like the walkthrough of the area to check that out. The interview room is the guy we're listening to right now, Talk with Nancy Grace. So he's in the chat.
That car they're looking for, and we know the front door of this home was left open, according to a neighbor.
I forgot which press conference I was watching. He was standing right there in the back. That was Michael Vaughn, I think. The last Michael Vaughn press conference. He was standing right behind the I think the chief or one of the police officers.
For hours before police were ever called.
Going back to school as a working adult and advance your career half asses.
Influencers and you that directly from home.
They could help you live healthier. How would you use that knowledge? I talk about our family's insights from our DNA and how it affects our health journey on File Can Tell You Lifestyle on What Crime Stories with Nancy Grace.
With me, guys, Dale Carson, high-profile lawyer out of Jacksonville. And as much as I respect his legal acumen, he's here because he's former FBI agent, former police officer in Miami-Dade, author.
I'm going to go to CrimeCon for the first time. I bought the tickets today. I booked the hotel. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be in September 2023. My first time going. And I ended up I was going to get the regular tickets, but I got the middle one, the gold tickets or something like that.
Of arrest proof yourself. Don't like that. But you can find him at DaleCarsonLaw.com. Jump in, Dale.
Yeah, Nancy, we were talking earlier about going up behind the house in that little hillock there where this white car may have parked, and someone earlier said that they had been there and you could see the back of the house. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
That little area, that wooded area, is so critical.
Yeah.
And every person who's investigating a case like myself has gone into a house and found a wallet from the perpetrator in a burglary. I don't understand why they haven't removed all the surface dirt and screened through all that material. There's no telling what you might find connected directly to this.
Well, I do know that it's been cordoned off with crime scene tape. Now, I noticed that originally there was one round of crime scene tape, and I think they expanded the area because you can see 2 lengths of crime scene tape, one encompassing the first crime scene tape. I agree. Everything needs to be combed over with a fine-tooth comb just behind that house on that steep incline that Dale Carson is talking about. So we have a shot of the white Hyundai Elantra. I've looked at it. Stephanie, agree, disagree? You can't see who's driving it.
I agree. I can't see who's driving it.
Yeah. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
Me too.
That's not all that's happening. Take a listen to our cut 155. Our friends over at Fox.
The coroner here in Idaho tells me that investigators did put paper bags on the victims' hands inside of the home before they moved the bodies, which is critical to preserve DNA evidence. The hands, Martha, are so important in this investigation because if these victims were able to try and fight off the killer, they could have that killer's DNA, like their hair, skin, or blood, underneath their fingernails, which is now being tested.
That is, of course, I'm a JD, not an MD, and certainly not a medical examiner. But that's medical examiner rule 1. Bag the hands. I remember the first time, my very first homicide victim named Mary. She had her hands bagged, and they certainly did not teach me that in law school. And I said, when I went to go visit the medical examiner to make sense of what that medical report, the autopsy report said, I said, why are there bags on her?
Femi Creative says that Brian Enton said he watched the security video and it's so blurry you can't even make out if it's an Elantra. He said he and Banfield went through all the footage. Damn, they got that extra security clearance. Those local reporters are going to be happy to hear that. Damn. Let me get the super chats real quick. SW4x4 explores. Joseph Morris also deleted Twitter at this time. I think he might have deactivated it. Jennifer, thank you for becoming a member. Oh, yeah. You're a solid guy, Mel. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for the 7-month membership. Mikey S. Local says he delivers food there like crazy, and they use cameras. Let me see. Did I lose you guys? Can you hear me? The connection dropped for 1 second, 1 millisecond. Just make sure we're good. The feds. It might have disconnected me completely off of YouTube. I mean, Facebook, not YouTube. Oh, we're actually still on. Okay, I think we're good. We're all good now? Okay, we're good. The connection dropped for completely dropped for a second or two. So we're back. Okay. Amazing. Jay Westside, thank you for the super chat, says so much action that night around 3 a.m. People everywhere. No one knows nothing. That's true. Yeah, you got all these kids everywhere. You got kids on the body cam. You got the kids running by. You got this Elantra shit speeding by. Well, I don't know if it's an Elantra, the white vehicle. That's in a different area, but. All right, we're all good. Nice. Keep going then.
Hands. And he told me, with me right now to tell you, Dr. Priya Banerjee, board certified forensic pathologist. You can find her at anchorforensicpathology.com. I'm not even going to ask her how many dead bodies she has analyzed. Dr. Priya, why are hands bagged of murder victims and why paper and not plastic?
Yeah, I mean, this is, I hope people listening to this can learn from it. First of all, I've done over 3,000 autopsies and over 150 homicide cases. And on top of that, you have to treat many cases as suspicious. And if you have an inkling that something may be awry, you bag the hands. Because all that does is it protects the hands and trace evidence. If they fought back, DNA is our friend now, right? We have so much to learn from DNA. You never know what little tidbit can help you. And you don't want plastic because just like groceries, it doesn't breathe, right? You don't want moisture trapped in there. Moisture is not our friend when it comes to biological material. So you want nice paper bags, sandwich bags. They are cheap and easy. Everybody can get them.
And what do you bag them? What do you tie them with, rubber bands or string?
Rubber bands. I usually use duct tape, but anything.
Why do you need it to breathe, Dr. Priya?
You don't want it getting moldy. You don't want evidence degrading. Moisture is not your friend. Water is not your friend. Plastic's going to get condensation and trap that moisture, and away goes your evidence.
Yeah, I was surprised to Stephanie Pagonis joining us. Hey, Dr. Priya, you're a little too polite for crime stories. So I need you to just, when you have an idea, just jump in. And you too, Karen Stark. I haven't heard a peep out of you. Stephanie Pagonis, there were all these headlines in the last, let's just say, what would you say, 12 hours? Hands were bagged. And I thought, they darn well better be bagged. I mean, that shouldn't be. Yeah.
It shouldn't even be a question.
No, it shouldn't. It'd be a headline if they weren't bagged.
Right.
But that is SOP, standard operating procedure. But I guess Karen Stark, New York psychologist, renowned in her field, joining us out of Manhattan today. She's at KarenStark.com with a C. Karen, sometimes I forget if I'm not here in the studio or on a crime scene or in court. Everybody doesn't.
Go find me says iCkEdMeL. Did you see the Court TV Vinny playing the audio of the body cam? No. Can you tell me what video? Maybe what timestamp? I've seen the body cam, but if you're talking about that noise in the background, I'm not sure what that is. It's definitely not the audio that Joseph Morris took from the other video, but you do hear something if that's the one I'm thinking about from the body cam. I'd have to see which video. Maybe it's the one he posted 11 hours ago, but I don't know where he played it. It's a 16-minute video.
See dead bodies all the time. Remember that, was it in Sixth Sense? Okay. The little boy says, I see dead bodies. I'm like, me too. All the time. So I guess when civilians, or normies, as I call them, see a dead body with bags on the wrist, on the hands, you think, wow, why are their hands bagged? That's not normal. It actually is. This is very disturbing to a lot of people. I can't even go to the grocery store without people asking what's happening in Idaho. So seeing hands bagged would be something shocking to a lot of people, Karen.
I'm hearing about it, and what that I was trying to say, and you just came to me just then, is that if you think about the parents, right, and they're grieving, and they're hearing about hands that are tied, and they have this visual, not only of what might have happened, but especially with Kaylee's dad, who keeps talking about, gorges that she had. And now they're picturing their children with their hands tied. And it's just awful to have to keep thinking about not just what happened to your children, which I can't think of anything worse, right? You know that, Nancy. Yeah. But in addition, these details about what's been done to them, how they look, it's just horrific.
I think
from an investigator.
Oh, yeah.
Jump in. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah.
Let's pause here for a second because I'm getting some interesting emails. So Jeff sent me something. Denise, I emailed you back if you can send me a timestamp of the video. Jeff here. So this is the gas station. I think this Hyundai Volster at 1242 Hanson Avenue, maybe the car seen on gas station footage at 3:45 a.m. Gas station employee described the car on video as going west on East White Street and then turning down a side street. It seems the only side street that can be seen by that camera facing East White Street would have to be Hanson Avenue. Also, I believe the photo the employee took with her iPhone shows the car going east direction. Perhaps there's two different times on security. Okay. Oh, I guess I'll leave. That kind of looks actually like the vehicle, maybe. I think she snapped her pic of a car leaving Hanson because it was facing east, unless the photo was flipped. But I bet all she caught was the resident. Oh, okay. Oh, God. Okay. I won't show the other picture because I don't want to put, even though I kind of said the number, but I don't want to put that out. But I see what you're saying. Maybe I'll drop it in the admin channel. They can look at it too. But that could be a vehicle of just a local person. It could be, yeah. Because they're saying that the side street that it turned down. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can download this and just edit it. Let me just make a little, even though I kind of said the number already. Let me just try to, hold on one second. Let me go full screen. Let me just make sure it doesn't automatically. Okay. I'll keep playing Nancy. I'm going to edit this. That's a great thing that you sent.
I mean, I get asked a lot, how do I do my job? Because it is dealing with the most horrific things often. And, I think you have to step back because what's quote unquote normal to me every day doing my profession is, the opposite of normal, really, and so I try.
So he's talking about there's a vehicle right by this, looks like gas station. Let me show it here on video. And so this might just be like a regular, I don't know. Looks like an Elantra. It could be possibly the vehicle that was seen on camera. I don't know. Let me see what he said in this email again. So he said maybe she witnessed the car leaving from the Hanson Avenue and then the returning to Hanson Avenue. I think she snapped a pic of the car leaving because it's facing east, unless the photo's flipped. Person may have nothing to do with anything nefarious, but it is unlucky that they happen to be driving on that terrible day at 4 a.m. Maybe, I don't know if you sent this. Maybe you could send this to, or I don't know, forward it to the tip line maybe. Because maybe it'll just clear it up. Maybe this is just a, two-door car. Not an Elantra, but like the vehicle that we see on camera, we don't know what vehicle it is. It just looks like a white car. So this could maybe pass for an Elantra. And a blurry vehicle, and a blurry camera footage, anything zooming by, look, that's a white vehicle, might look like an Elantra. It was 4-door? Okay. Do I have a screenshot of the, let me see if I have the, here, hold on. Oh, you guys are right. I think you guys are right. Hold on, let me pull this up. The sleuths. Don't play with the sleuths. Let me I'm gonna put up the image. Gotta convert the image. Let's see. Okay. All right. Chat's coming through. They say no. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Not the same vehicle? This person emailed saying, could this have possibly been the vehicle that the person spotted? The back. No. Oh, no. I don't know. What does the chat say? What do you guys say? Four door. You guys, it's a 4-door in the picture? Very different shape. Okay. Well, this one does like swerve down more at the top earlier. And this window is way smaller than what it looks like this one is. Looks like it. No? You guys say no. Not a match. Okay. All right. That was an interesting find, though. Let's see what else. Oh. House with webcam on the porch light. You can even see the balcony from 112 King in second photo. Oh, so this is the house you got. Oh, okay. Okay. I got to show you guys this picture now. There's some sort of webcam. I wonder how far it looks out. The house with the webcam on the porch light. You can even see the balcony of 112 King in the second photo. Oh, okay. That gives me more context, I guess. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Kayla. Okay, and let's do one more thing too before. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna have to gather all the emails you guys sent me and kind of put it more. It's kind of see. This is really Politan. I was told to skip to. Denise says skip to 153. Let's see.
About a football field away from where the murders took place. So I'm going to show you a piece of that body cam footage right now. It's a short piece. So take a look.
Oh, my bad.
All right, did you notice anything? Did you notice anything in that video? All right, second time around, this is what I want you to do. Don't worry about what you're seeing. Listen really closely. Tell me if you hear anything. Let's watch.
It's the first time I actually heard that. I haven't heard that audio. I thought when you were talking about it, I thought it's the other audio that everybody's been talking about. That one actually is the first time I'm noticing that now that you mention it, now that Viddy's pointing it out. And I think you have to have headphones on to hear it. That's a new one. I haven't heard this before. Bro, I don't even know. What could that be? It sounds like it, right? I don't know. Say it again.
If you hear anything.
I'll bump it up a little bit for you guys. Sound like a whistle. Could be anything, bro, really.
Let's watch.
I don't know what that is. Dog whistle?
I'm leaning in. Even though it's right here, I'm like leaning in. Okay. A lot of people are talking about this online, like people do online, trying to find any potential clue.
I need to fix this screen. I kind of screwed it up. Let's see, stretch. 1 second. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to fix this later, but I messed around with the resolution today, so.
This particular piece of video is from about 3:12 a.m. Okay? 3:12 a.m. Some people say that they hear a scream faintly in the background or something that sounds like a potential scream. Take another listen and pay attention to the video because we're going to show you when this alleged sound is heard. Let's watch.
Yeah, there was something. I don't know what that was. But then if they're hearing it from this distance, how the hell did nobody else hear it? Or the roommates or whatever? You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna assume that that's the audio from the home.
Did you hear it? When the waves went red? It's fast. It's super fast and it's super faint. Is that the scream?
Because that body cam thing, I had the screenshot or the image, really. I had it saved there somewhere.
If so, 312. That would be huge for investigators, if that's what it is. Because then you narrow that timeline of when this murder or murders took place, if that's a scream. Remember, they're about a football field away, body cams rolling, and some people are listening very, very closely to it. Let's bring in our think tank tonight.
All right. Well, that's interesting. I guess that's different from the other audio that I was hearing people talk about. I haven't noticed that. That does sound different from the other thing that people were looking into.
To be as sensitive as I can when even delivering information, because what we're talking about, what rolls off our tongues, and especially me as a medical examiner, you know, I look at it as like, I got to do my job. And if I wasn't able to be tolerated, I couldn't do my job.
You know, speaking of your job, Stephanie Pagonis with us, Fox News Digital, the coroner, who is not a medical examiner, is not a medical doctor, as a matter of fact. Didn't she major in political science? She was a registered nurse somewhere. And
I keep hearing about that. I know Mo referenced it the other day. I guess those people just get voted in or something. I mean, I don't know. I never voted for no coroner. I didn't know that was a thing. Who votes those people in? But I don't. What are the qualifications? Nothing. You're just a person, and they just put you in there. But because they're not the ones that are actually doing the examination, right? So, coroner. What do these people do? They just get the information from the. An official who investigates violent, sudden, and suspicious deaths. I don't know, because it says autopsies ordered by the state can be done by a county coroner who is not necessarily a doctor. A medical examiner who does an autopsy is a doctor. Okay. Usually a pathologist. So what is their role? What do they do? Just some political shit? Is that what it is? What are they? A coroner is a government or judicial official who is empowered to conduct or order an inquest into the manner of cause of death and to investigate or confirm the identity. That's it. The job description? Yeah, so that person, that coroner, she's, I see somebody in the chat. She's a nurse, I guess, and a defense attorney, and I guess a coroner. A coroner is a paper shifter. They rule manner and cause of death only. Okay. Oh.
And she got her law degree, as a matter of fact, representing murderers.
That's correct.
Okay, I have a big problem with that ethical issue, but I'm not concerned about that today because I don't think it touches on who committed this quadruple murder. But I do think she should shut her pie hole. Now, that's certainly not a technical legal term, but to use Stephanie Pagonis, now she has come out again and weighed in on toxicology reports of the victims.
Yes, that's correct. And I just want to quickly, Nancy, go back to what we were talking about the hands being bagged. I mean, not only is that typical in investigations like this, from my understanding, but this is a case in which we were told at least some of these victims fought back. So that just gives you an even better idea of how much evidence might be on their bodies, on their extremities, and under their fingertips. Now, yes.
Anne sent me an email saying she found a Hyundai Elantra where one of the girls work. She sent me a screenshot. Oh, it is a Hyundai Elantra. I'll show it just because the license plate is blurred out so you can see it. The sleuths. Ooh. Ooh. People are also looking at Inan. They think he's suspicious. That's the neighbor that
She is weighing in on the toxicology reports, which the results have not come back yet.
Exactly.
It's interesting because it seems to go back and forth. Sometimes she does choose to speak, and other times she chooses not to at all. So it seems it depends on the day.
Nancy, I got to get in here.
Jump!
First of all, the hands being bagged and everything like that did not come from the coroner. This came from their CSI people. And I want the families to understand great care.
So I zoomed in. It's a Hyundai, what do they call it? Tucson? Ah. But it almost looks similar to the Elantra. Could they have confused the Elantra for whatever that is? Oh. Tune again. So that's not
was taken with that, and great professional technique was done there. And I also want people to understand.
Good, Shara.
I'm a crime investigator. I'm not a first responder. I'm a last responder. Yeah. The worst thing has happened. So every bit of evidence that's going to go to the state crime lab or to a private lab is because of me. Those people did everything right to ensure that the evidence is going to be able to point to a perpetrator down the road.
I'm so glad you said that, Cheryl. You're right. Jump in, Chris.
No, yeah, to dovetail into that thought, it's the bags are just one step in the evidence chain. As you know, you've presented, hundreds of these cases in trial. So the idea is once that bag is removed by the doc at the ME, That bag then gets rebagged and put into another bag and sent to the lab. And to the comment a moment ago, that's critical evidence that potentially could be sitting there.
Take a listen to the Moscow police.
I want to let everybody know that we are still 100% committed to solving this crime. There's a lot of information to sort through, and the information keeps coming in. And not all of the information is relevant, but you don't know if a tip is valid until you take the time to examine that tip and see how it relates to other information that you might have. We have teams in Moscow, Salt Lake City, and in Virginia, as well as other locations across the country. And we're prepared to do interviews and follow up on information at any point, anywhere.
Guys, there's more evidence floating around out there.
I almost can't believe we have this many people on at this time. It's 1 a.m. It's almost 4,000 people. Holy crap. Should we do calls after? Or should we save the calls for Friday? That's tomorrow. Or, yeah, kind of. Depends where you're at.
Going back to school as a working adult doesn't mean you have to sacrifice a high-quality education. Purdue University have access to China's
true crime stories to give you an inside look at the patterns of each true on the evidence truly
from our DNA and how understanding your health, smarter choice to help take Crime Stories with Nancy Grace.
We said at the beginning, or I did, or Cheryl did, somebody did, maybe it was you, Dale.
10 p.m.
Social media could also hold a key to unlocking the mystery of who killed these 4 students. I don't know. They need an army of people to help solve this case because you've got hundreds and hundreds of hours of video from all over town that they're coming through. And thank heaven this gas station clerk combed through the video herself. But I also want to talk about somebody named Frat Anon. Frat Anon. In CB talk, you call it his handle. It's his online persona. Joining me right now, Sydney Sumner, crimeonline.com investigative reporter. She has been combing through social media. Now remember, we don't know who Frat Anon is. For all I know, it's Jackie under the covers in bed at night making up a story. But it has, when I put a witness on the stand, for instance, Dale Carson, Cheryl McCollum, Irv, jump in on this. When I put a witness on the stand, well, I do.
Silvio, surprisingly, he says that he thinks it was a whistle. To me, sounds like a whistle to say that the cops are there. Oh, shit. Why can't I whistle that? Wow. What happened? Why can't I? What's going on with me? There we go. A little bit. To me, it sounds like a whistle to say the cops are there.
To it before I put him up on the stand. You look for details, a story rich in details that you can corroborate, which lends credibility to the witness. Agree, disagree?
No, I agree, Nancy. But what you're looking at when you put them on the stand is their potential credibility. Are they argumentative? Are they full of themselves? Are they narcissistic? And that really bears on credibility.
Yeah, it really does. But what I'm talking about right now is we don't know the source of, we don't know who Frat Anon is.
What is that?
But after reading what he's posting, it is very rich in corroborated detail.
Ooh.
Okay, Sydney Sumner, you're on. What did you learn from combing through social media?
Nancy, I found screenshots of a 4chan thread while combing through Twitter.
Did you say a 4chan thread?
Got in a fight that night. Xana, X, allegedly was talking stuff.
You're saying S-H-I-T when you're saying stuff?
Yes, ma'am.
So, and you're saying, is he referring to Xana as X?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And it goes on to say DSL also had problems with Madison.
Maddie.
This stuff has been brewing, yes, since Fall Rush last year. They went quiet on social media for 2 weeks before and after the murders.
Who went quiet?
This is referring to DSL and another member that they refer to as Barry.
Now, what can you tell me about claims that the killer wanted to be with Xana?
Right. So further in this post, he mentions, Fratanon mentions that he saw Ethan, Xana, DSL, and Barry at the party that night, and that Ethan and DSL have issues reaching back years. Ethan apparently was not on good terms with DSL, talked down to him, made rumors up, and that upset DSL because he wanted to be with Xana.
Is there anything else that's a bombshell to you out of that thread?
The biggest things to me are that he also added that the pair, so both the accused in this thread, talked about leaving their cell phones behind at their house on YouTube using autoplay, so it looked like they were continuing to create data. Also, one of the other accused in this thread allegedly talked about this stuff in detail in the past, talked about wearing electrician's gloves and putting on baggy clothes after and walking away from the scene.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Okay, is that Dale or Chris McDonough?
It is. It's Dale. And I just tell you, that's a fairly easy thing to run down because you got a select pool of people who would know that information who are in that fraternity. And that's where they need to focus energy to rule that out or rule it in.
To you, Chris McDonough, joining us from Cold Case Foundation. I discovered him in his YouTube channel, The Interview Room. Chris, one thing that really grabbed me, much of that I could discount. One thing that really grabbed me is talking about 19 minutes, walk over there and back, and it's done. How does that jive with the layout of the land?
You know, Nancy, that's it's plausible from their point of location, from the frat house to the target house. But the challenge that I think we need to consider here is the multiple attacker theory. You know, the crime scene, you know, based on the evidence that they've released into the public, i.e., you know, the type of wounds that the coroner talked about, that type of situation, and the challenge that is going to come into play here is there any blood evidence or any type of evidence leaving that house? Because if it was as crazy as it's being described, then you're going to have some type of transfer immediately onto these, you know, if it's a multiple suspect situation. Now that's even a higher risk for the offender.
If there are two of them. But Chris McDonough, think about it, there doesn't have to be two people doing the stabbing because we believe, based on the wounds, there is one weapon. Could be two similar knives, but we're hearing one weapon. Highly doubtful that two people are going to pass off one weapon. But just like the getaway driver, he's not in there robbing the bank, but he's part of it. I could see two people going over there and one hanging around outside.
Nancy, that's exactly what this says. That's exactly what this says.
Is this Sydney Summer? Oh, what do you mean that's exactly what it says?
In the post, there is also a detail mentioned that Barry, the member referred to as the accomplice, was just a lookout. He did not participate in the stabbings, but went with DSL.
Okay, see, we could be going down a rabbit hole, but the point is, in any investigation, Cheryl McCollum, you can't ignore any detail, even an anonymous post. And of course, cops can figure out from an IP address who posted that. I believe they can anyway.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, he seems to have some information, but does that information line up? Again, if this was about Ethan, why go upstairs? Why would he go upstairs and murder two other people and not go into the basement and get the other two? He doesn't mention the dog. He doesn't mention how he gained entry.
They didn't have an issue with those other two gals.
It didn't say it was just Ethan. I thought they also mentioned Maddie.
But
Yeah,
this is
they
something,
did.
y'all, you can gain just from the reports.
You're right. This is completely unconfirmed. But my point is, I don't think that the cops, I mean, you had to get a gas station clerk to go, hey, I found a picture of the Hyundai.
Well, Nancy, I think we need to talk about the car a second. There's 3 points I want to make about the car.
Make them
1,
quickly.
we have that in real time.
Hurry up.
2, we have a direction of travel. And 3, we have somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning that has not come forward.
And you
You're
have
right.
a way to find the weapon that was thrown out of the window when they turned down that road.
Good idea. Follow the trail to see if they threw the weapon out. Take a listen to our friends at Inside Edition.
Did the bedroom doors of the 4 murdered University of Idaho students have electronic locks like this? A former tenant posted this photo and says all 6 bedrooms had combination locks.
It's believed the students had a lock on their door similar to this. This is a keypad lock, and I'm at AAA Architectural Hardware in Manhattan with Richard Brown, who is the owner. Are these things reliable?
They're very reliable when they're installed properly and when they're used properly. You press the code that was pre-programmed in, push down on the lever handle, open the door, and then close the door behind you. And it should be locked.
Hey, Moscow Police, come back here.
Meanwhile, Inside Edition has obtained this body cam video taken on the night of the murders, a short distance from the house.
It's one thing to drink in an apartment where no one can see you. It's another thing for us to drive by and see you guys absolutely stumbling down the road.
3 freshmen were cited for underage drinking. Note the time, 3:15 a.m. Police say the murders could have been taking place at that very moment. The 3 were cited near the Sigma Chi fraternity where Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle,
The frat boy DSL, is also a member of QAnon. Oh, Lord. So they're talking about this, the 4chan stuff.
attended a party. Look how close it is to the murder house.
Cheryl McCollum, Jackie says she didn't hear your third point. You have 3 points. What are they?
The third one is the person in that vehicle at 3 o'clock in the morning has not come forward. In a town of 25,000 people, a white Elantra from 2011, 2013, ain't no way you ain't heard about this.
What's your 1 and 2?
Real time in the area and direction of travel.
Yeah, and I think to dovetail into that thought again, Nancy, is that direction of travel could be critical because if it is in the area where that original report where the dog incident took place,
correct,
that would be very interesting correlating evidence.
Take a listen to the Moscow Police.
We have information of a white vehicle that was in the area either during the time frame of the homicide or around the time frame of the homicide, and we are just wanting to talk to the individuals who are in that vehicle. They may have some valuable information for us, and we're looking for a 2011 to a 2013 Hyundai Elantra. So any assistance you can give us, anybody that owns one, anybody that knows of someone who owns one or may have been driving one, if you could get a hold of us through our tip line or call us directly, we'd appreciate that.
Another update, Stephanie Pagona is joining us from Fox News Digital. I understand that at least one of the victims' parents have hired a lawyer. For what?
Yes, that is correct. So Kaylee Goncalves' family has hired an attorney. This attorney will deal not only with speaking with police and law enforcement about obtaining.
What's crazy is more and more people keep coming too. I mean, I know I got a lot of West Coast people, so it's still early over there. For me, it's like 1 a.m. I haven't been sleeping too much lately either. A couple hours, but not enough, I don't think. Alex F says DSL equals Dirty South Loca, aka that David guy. That's the guy. Isn't that the guy? Because I was seeing, I forgot, somebody had sent me something, and that guy has a picture of sitting on the couch where sitting on the couch in the backyard or the back area of the house. So that's what they're talking about on, I guess, on a 4chan.
Update, Stephanie Pagona is joining us from Fox News Digital. I understand that at least one of the victims' parents have hired a lawyer. For what?
Yes, that is correct. So Kaylee Goncalves' family has hired an attorney. This attorney will deal not only with speaking with police and law enforcement about obtaining information regarding this case, but also is now the point person to speak with media about this case.
So what do you make of that, Dale Carson?
Well, I just don't know. And see, the way all of this is working.
Not what I want to hear.
Well,
I'll tell you, Nancy.
Jump.
Her daddy thinks this investigation is his, and he is dead ass wrong. They are not going to tell him anything. They're not going to tell his attorney anything. This is an open and active investigation, and anytime they meet with him is a courtesy. He has no right to any information yet.
Take a listen to the Moscow police.
Please stick to official news releases for information. Tracking down rumors and quelling rumors about specific individuals or specific events that may or may not have happened is a huge distraction for investigators, and oftentimes is the result of social media propagation, and it is very, very frustrating to investigators and hard to stay on track. Finally, I just want to add that we do have a lot of information, and we are specifically keeping that information safe. We're not releasing specific details because we do not want to compromise this investigation. It's what we must do. We owe that to the families, and we owe that to the victims. We want more than just an arrest. We want a conviction. We owe that justice to Xana, Kaylee, Madison, and Ethan.
Guys, the tip line, 208-883-7180. We wait as justice unfolds. Goodbye, friend.
That's it. Okay.
32 Nation.
Nancy Grace. I mean, it's kind of late. We could do a couple calls. You guys want to do a couple calls? Or is this case gone cold, man? Or well, they're saying it's not cold. They're getting a bunch of tips. I don't know what classifies a cold case, where they're not getting tips, or just they've run out of ideas or leads. You guys think they have a suspect in mind, or they got nothing? Squat. No tiene nada. Let's see. Google Chrome froze again. Amazing. We'll see. You guys want to do a few calls or what? It's kind of late.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host.
They get these super chats too. Okay. Let me get the super chats real quick too.
Studio web interface.
Leslie, thank you for the super chat. Says thank you, Mel. Must be important if you're going live now. Well, I just kind of wanted to hang out with you guys and celebrate a little bit the being on Use Nation. Just hang out, and I figured we watched Nancy Grace since it came out. And Donna, thank you for the stars. Karen, Google Maps Street View has blurred their house and neighbor's house. Mikey S, check out Grizzly Channel Mel from last night. 4chan totally broke it down. It's legit, I think. Watch and judge. Plausible. Oh, we covered it the other night on the stream. I mean, I read it. I tried to read it. It was a little bit hard to read. Yeah, I think I'm dialed in. All right, if anybody wants to call, if not, we'll just hang out a little bit and then call it. I'm tired. 954-787-3009. 3009. So maybe we should just call Sylvia, huh? All we gotta do is call Sylvia. We don't gotta open the lines. We just call Sylvia.
Hello. You call me?
People calling in. Okay, let's see. 541. How you doing? Sylvia pulled up his Facebook. He hung up. Anonymous call. Blocked private number. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Well, I was just thinking that I hope Joe Morris sues you and wipes you out, you fucking punk.
Oh, yeah? That's what you call for? You call block, right?
You're a dumbass.
Oh, yeah?
You're a dumbass.
Yeah, bitch.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the guy in the chat that's been bitching the whole time. 609, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Well, I was just thinking that
609.
Joe Morris sues you and wipes
Hi. I hear you playing in the
Hi,
background.
I'm calling from Jersey.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Should I pause that in the background?
Yeah, please, because we all hear it.
Okay, hold on one second.
Okay. There was a guy in the chat, and he seemed really upset about the Joseph Morris stuff. He kept commenting under LMAO, and then so somebody calls him blocked. He's upset and triggered about everything that's being exposed. All right, I'm gonna put that person in the queue. Let them do that. 541. How you doing? Where you calling from? 541.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. How you doing? Welcome.
I'm good. I was kind of confused. I was wondering, the cop videos in the field that night, is that scream around or whistle, whatever it was, around the same time that they saw the 4 people running or walking?
There's a short version of the body cam that I saw, and in that version, I heard a different audio. It sounds different from the audio that I've heard before.
Okay. I was just confused about that, and I wasn't sure because if the situation was there was the whistle and then, those 4 running, if it was the same scenario, same time,
right,
that'd be kind of strange if we hear the whistle, which I thought was a good thing, kind of alerting someone, and then people running. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I'm not exactly sure what it is really.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. It kind of
sounded
sounded like brakes or a whistle.
I've heard people say the brake thing too. Somebody had said brakes or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, I just kind of wanted to run that by. I didn't know if they were 2 separate occasions. So.
Okay. Thanks. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull up the other, because I did the short version. I haven't listened to the 40-minute one because they came out with the whole 40-minute body cam. I've listened to the shorter one, and I've seen people mention the sound in the background, but that sounds different than what Benny was talking about. I'm not even sure what that is. My first time hearing that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, congratulations
Thank
today.
you.
That was
Appreciate
cool.
it.
Watched you on there. And so, anyway, thanks for listening to my question.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, one of Joseph Morris's fans upset, angry, just really upset with life. So he called him blocked. Let's see. Okay, let me take 609. Let me take it back. 609. How you doing?
Hi, I'm just calling in to say I don't know if anybody's seen the psychic investigator Todd Siegel, but he actually brings up about Todd Siegel, his name is. He's on YouTube. He's been putting out a lot of videos with this other forensic astrologer.
Okay.
And one of the things he said was that one of the perpetrators was going to be on that black couch smoking a joint.
Ooh.
And I just when I saw that today, actually, I almost fell off the chair because he said this 3 weeks ago.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of the things he says in there correlates with everything in that 4chan, which is pretty crazy.
What's the they do astrology forensics?
Yeah. So it's if you look up Todd Siegel, it's the last name is spelled Segal.
Okay.
And he's on with a girl, Val Evans, and she does like forensic astrology.
They study
but
like
it
the
was
stars
pretty
and stuff?
wild. I'm sorry?
They study the stars or like.
Yeah, the charts. But as she's doing the charts, she's doing the charts, he's a medium and a psychic, so he's like pulling information in, and he's done some really big cases.
Okay.
So it was pretty crazy, some of the information he had.
Okay. Interesting. So he said this, you said a couple weeks ago.
He said this like 3 weeks ago, and now I just seen all this today.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know when exactly the 4chan stuff came out, but when I saw that one picture, I was like, oh my God, that's what he was talking about. And and supposedly he said that was like right before the murders.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, appreciate the call. You think that guy's a suspect too, right? Or you think he's like I mean, I don't know. I seen that guy. The picture.
You know, I hate to like speculate, but
Yeah.
it just you just don't know today. You just don't know today, especially with college kids. I hate to say it, but like some of them are brazen, and so I just feel like you can't rule anything out. And a lot of the stuff is like, you know, there's a lot of other stuff out there that these kids put out, and it's pretty crazy.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
So
I
it
appreciate the
definitely
call.
shouldn't be ruled out. Yeah,
Thanks.
anytime. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Okay. 412. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey man, hey, I live in Dallas right now, but hey, I don't know why I've been interested in this case. Just wanted to call in. I was interested in hearing about the 4chan stuff, and I think there's something more to this now. Like I didn't really. I always thought it was kind of Kaylee and Maddie that were the targets, but now just like with the whole 4-hour gap thing, and I used to be in a And I think those guys, they know something, right? Like they're not
Used to be in
gonna
a
put it
fraternity? Fraternity?
Yeah.
Do they do all that weird stuff people talk about, or it's not like that weird? Or it
Well,
depends.
no, there's definitely and stuff like that goes on, and that could be a potential element to it if like Ethan was like hazing someone. But I think those guys definitely know more stuff than they're leading on. And they're definitely not going to be putting anything in writing right now. Just knowing, being in a fraternity, they tell you like don't put anything in writing. But I don't know if police are talking to them, but I definitely think that those guys know something of at least the whereabouts of them. But otherwise, I heard there might have been like a fight or something between Ethan and someone. But that's a whole nother potential motive behind all this shit. And I think that the other, like, you can see the house from the frat house. So like the fact that like the light turned off and then within, you know, potentially 15 minutes, the murder happened. I think there's something there. And I think people know stuff.
Okay.
In that frat.
Somebody sent me a breakdown of that whole 4chan post. So you think there's some validity to it, right? Like there's some sort of possibility that it's accurate.
I think there's probably something, and like they're trying to go through an anonymous channel. I don't know how much you can take that as truth of what is on 4chan, but yeah, I think there's probably people want to talk and they know stuff, but they just don't want to put their name to it.
Okay. Thanks. Somebody sent me a breakdown, but I guess I'm going to have to like redact it. It's going to take a while. Maybe on another video. Because they have people's full names on there, I think. All right, man. But yeah, thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Take care. It's kind of interesting, I guess. I'd like to read it, but I'll have to do it another time when I can redact everything. 541, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Oregon.
Oregon. Welcome. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Like 6 hours away from where this happened at, which I didn't realize that at first. It's kind of eerie. We had 2 people at our apartment complex get held up by 9.2 girls, like shortly before this happened. So it's kind of creepy, but yeah, I don't think it's involved. I mean,
Right.
but it still makes you think a little bit.
Did you hear about that stabbing in was it Washington or something? The casino?
There was one in Pullman, and then there was one in Salem, which is like 15 minutes away from me. But I actually didn't hear about that one, the one where the husband just died. But I didn't hear about it, which is crazy. You think I would have? But I only have YouTube, so it might not have been on there. But
There was this stabbing in Washington with this nut job in a casino. Goes and stabs 4 people, and I think some of them had to go to the hospital.
yeah, I did just hear about that. Yeah. I thought you were talking about the ones that they were trying to connect at the beginning.
Oh, okay,
They
okay.
were connected, you know? Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this case? What's going on?
Couple things. Well, I saw an interview with Brian Ensign where he finally talked to the fraternity president, and he said it was the first time he's able to talk to somebody, because when he tried to ask them all before, they weren't allowed to give him a comment. I thought that was interesting because, you know, if they're trying to kind of keep something to themselves, they've all been told not to talk to any news or press, so that kind of ties into that a little bit. And I was wondering if you ever heard about the 911 calls and how that person explained why the unconscious person was what they initially went with.
I can't even, with the 911 calls, unconscious, not conscious, with somebody passed out. I don't even know anymore. I've heard different theories, and that supposedly one of the roommates had passed out, and then I don't know, or that they called people over. I don't even know anymore. I just don't know.
Yeah, I saw one. It was like a thread where someone chimed in that had been there. They said, you know, who knows what you complete, but they said that they walked up on it and the roommate ran out, and the roommate passed out, and one of the group of people walking by picked up the phone or whatever. Which that makes the most sense to me so far from things I've heard. Like, why it would just be passed out. And I guess I think one of the boyfriends lives next door or something. Or somebody lives super close, and then so they then came or something. But and then one more thing I was thinking is, so I think from the layout of the house, like everyone keeps talking about why the four of them were all killed. It seems to make sense to me. Like if you look at the living room, that Xana's bedroom was kind of like back far in the corner. Like I don't think you would initially realize the bedroom was back there. It's just like right off the living room and like way towards the back. And they had like a sectional, and I think the sectional actually might have been wrapped around before, like in front of the stairs to go down to the first floor. So you wouldn't really realize that there was a drop off back there, and then back in the back corner there was a door to like a bedroom. So I thought maybe like they initially came in because if you walked out of the kitchen right there and just peeked and looked in the living room, you wouldn't see that door because it'd be kind of like behind you, like it'd be behind where you'd be looking. So automatic, and then the stairs are right there, so you just walk up. I don't know. And I thought that maybe the reason the people in the basement didn't end up getting harmed is because they said Dana fought back, or is that her name? Dana? Is that how you say it? But I thought maybe she screamed or did something that spooked him, and then he left. Like, because if she was the one that they were, because that's the only one I've heard that was fighting back. So I thought maybe if he went upstairs, killed the two upstairs, and then came into Zane and Ethan's room, if that was the actual target, and if she was like making a ruckus, they might have got spooked and left.
It is possible.
That's my only theory so far, but it's like it's horrible. Like it's hit me once I realized it was only 6 hours away from me, because it's really creeped me out quite a bit. Like I don't take my dog out late like I used to, and you just realize you have to start thinking about that kind of stuff when you really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I grew up in this town, but it was a small town before, but it's not as small anymore, and there's not the same people in it that there used to be in the world in general. Like I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But
well, thank you so much for calling.
I have to watch for yourself. Yeah, thank you, and congratulations on your.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you did great.
Thank
and
you.
don't listen to that guy that called in. He's
no, I'm not worried about it. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you for everything. Have a good night.
Thanks. Bye. The Joseph Morris advocate that called in. 949, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, I'm from California. I've actually called in before, so
amazing.
It's good to be back. Hello. How are you?
Good.
So congrats on your show, by the way. Thank you very much for having me back on. So I just wanted to throw out some random things out here that plenty of people have been talking about, but I also wanted to bring in my 2 cents because I've been a part of Greek life, and the school that I went to went really hard in the, Greek life whole situation, I guess. And I would say that when we're talking about this 4chan post and thinking back on all of these potential killers, I look back on like the incel community, and it makes me think like, why did this one person get kicked out of this fraternity? Why did this lead to, people getting in a fight about something? There's so many different aspects to look at in this case, and I'm not going to make any assumptions, but I think that there is a plausible case for that other guy that was talking about how he used to be in a fraternity, and he, brought up the case about how, there are certain things that they do about, like, keeping confidency or, however you say it, but, there's a sort of secrecy to it. And I think that with them, there could be this form of secrecy that they've just bonded over that can really have this implication to them or imprint on them, where it's like they don't know what to do and they're panicking, and also the parents could be like on their ass about like, get home, we don't want you involved. Like, there are so many different things that it could mean, and I don't want to be the first to say anything about that, but I do think there's validity to what that other guy was saying about the wanting to stay anonymous, even though you are in a group of people that, you know, are supposed to be bonded by this brotherhood and supposed to be, you know, a fraternity,
Right.
just authentically themselves. But in fact, it's turned into a much more in-depth case where it's now a lethal case of, you know, just terribleness. You know, it's awful. And so hopefully we get answers. But once again, thank you so much, and congrats on your new show.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Congrats on everything.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
really
been a
happy
lot.
for you.
It's been a lot of great stuff. Thank you.
So yeah, you know, hope you take care. Hope everyone in the chat takes care, because I'm involved also in the chat. So you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was a nice call. Kayla, so we got 3 more calls. I'm going to suspend the lines for now. We'll get the 3 callers. And then I want to get to, Kayla had sent me the redacted names via email. So I appreciate that. So I think we'll go over that as well, to go over the 4chan situation, I guess. Okay, 772, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Florida.
Florida. Hi, welcome.
Hi. I wanted to tell you about the screaming on the crime and law channel. There were 2 webcams, and one cop had shown his light on the 3 boys in the field and hollered at them, but they ignored him. And so he grabbed a guy that had 2 beers, and he was actually of legal age. Then the other cop got out of the car, and he's going, "What's happening with these 3 guys in the field?" And he says, "Oh, they just ignored me." So that cop ran out into the middle of the field, and that's what all that noise was. And because he was out in the middle of the field, that's why you could hear it on the second body cam and not the first body cam. And it was right after he stopped them and he asked them their names, ages, that you could hear yelling, saying, "Stop it, stop it." It didn't sound like blood-curdling, someone being killed, but it is very clear. And it is 23 minutes and 56 seconds into that one video on crime and law. So if you want to
Okay. So
listen to it,
yeah.
you have to go to the one that says second body cam released, because then the cop brought them back to the other guy's car, and you don't hear anything after that. It was only when he was out in the middle of the field, away from the other cop, that you could hear it.
And this is on Law and Crime, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Are you talking about like the 40-minute video?
I believe it was about 40 minutes, yeah.
I haven't watched that.
That guy that was playing it, and you heard all this, like, clump, 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 and all, everything a cop wears bangs around, and it sounded like a train. He just didn't go far enough. He didn't go to where the cop actually got out to the 3 boys and stopped them and asked them how old they are. And right after that, at 23.56 is when you hear the yelling. So if you
23.56.
want to, 23.56.
Let's see if I can pull it up. You just listen to that part. 23.56. Let me see where the video's at. Here. 23.56.
All three of you. You two up there. Hey, man, come back here. How old are you guys?
Oh, sir.
How old are you guys? Taking out 21?
Yeah.
Okay. 19?
Yep.
Okay, is there a reason why you didn't stop back there?
Yeah, that's the audio. I've heard that quite a few times. That one, when they come out with the short one, I've heard that too. And it sounds like somebody saying "stop it, stop."
Okay.
Yeah, they're yelling,
19?
stop it, stop.
Okay,
And then they
stop
said
back there?
something else, but you can't hear what
We
they
saw him talking
said.
to him, so we didn't know.
And one more thing. On this Chan 4, where they name a guy and call him Rogaine,
Yeah.
they're talking about Jake,
Oh.
Maddie's boyfriend, because he has thinning hair.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's like,
Damn.
that's the nickname for Jake. Maddie's boyfriend is Rogaine.
Damn,
You
savage.
know what
Yes.
Rogaine is, right? It's
Yeah.
the stuff you put in your hair to grow it.
Yeah, that boy's savage.
And the other guy is Roosh, David Roosh.
Okay, we don't want to
So,
put other names out there, though. But all right, thank you. I appreciate the call.
You're welcome.
All right,
Have a
take
good
care.
night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, let me get these two other callers. 803, how you doing? Where you calling from?
South Carolina.
South Carolina, how you doing? Welcome.
Good. Just got a couple of things. First, I wanted to tell you, you had
Yo.
questions about a coroner, and I live in a county. We have a coroner.
Tell us.
They can pronounce death, but they do investigate the cause and manner of death when they can tell, and they're called out for like violent or sudden or unattended death. But if they need autopsy, they're sent to a county that's about 3 hours away to an actual medical examiner. So our coroner does not do the autopsies.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
And there's some unattended deaths that it's plain what they died from, and it wasn't suspicious, so they could claim cause and manner of death and sign the death certificate and send them on without an autopsy. So.
Okay.
And then my last thing is my feelings about where this investigation stands. I
Yeah,
think
tell me.
they have pretty good suspicion of who it may be, but the district attorney is not willing to take it yet, or whatever the process is, until they have enough that they know everything's good and it's going to stick, because they don't want to take the chance and not have enough evidence, concrete evidence. So that's just my feeling on it.
All right. Well, thank
But
you.
That's all.
Yeah, thank you
All
for the
righty,
call.
thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Have a good night.
You too.
I enjoy your show.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I'm kind of like, I'm a little too tired. But last call, 318. 318, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Louisiana.
Louisiana, how you doing? Welcome.
Thank you. We elect our coroners here too.
Oh, wait, is this Terry?
And a lot of our. This is Terry.
Hey, Terry, how's it going?
I just didn't want to, be obnoxious. But anyway,
okay,
but I wanted to say we also elect our coroners. Our coroner here in this parish, which is what we call our counties, is also a forensic pathologist. He's also a doctor. But some people have coroners
that are just like folks that run for coroner. I mean, it's kind of a crazy. They do coroner's inquests and stuff like that, but they do investigative kind of stuff. But the actual autopsy and all of that is done by a forensic pathologist. So, but what I was going to say is I agree with the last caller that I think they have a suspect, and I don't think it's any of the college kids. All that 4chan stuff, that's just crazy stuff to me. It seems to me, and also just from my own experience many moons ago, not saying I committed any crimes or anything, but I don't think people are going to smoke a joint and then become enraged and go kill 4 people. I just don't think that happens. PCP, yeah, but non-marijuana.
Right.
I think that it's one guy. I think the white car is I think they've lit on that white car because they have more information than we know about that white car, and they have a suspect. But as the previous caller said, and how investigations usually roll is, we want to keep this close because, I mean, the minute they say we have a suspect we're looking at, he's a ghost. He's Elvis. I mean, he's out. So, and I think it's someone that had been in the house before. I don't think it was like a mystery person that didn't know there was a first floor or whatever. I think it was somebody who'd been in the house before and had at least, you know, even peripherally, not like a friend, but, you know, just somebody. It's a party house. So, I mean, at college, there were lots of them when I was at college. You didn't know half the people there. But I definitely think that they have a suspect. And she's right. You got to nail the evidence down. You can't let on that you have a suspect. You got to start questioning people around the suspect. And it's everyone's on tenterhooks because they have to be. You have to walk on eggshells in order to get the guy, get the evidence, make sure the evidence is strong enough to convict him.
Right.
Because you don't want to let a guy like that go.
So you think they just like watching and keeping an eye on him, probably, or?
Yeah, and I also think, or I think they're trying to, and I also think that the suspect is still in town, and that's why they're being so. Because if he I say he because I think it would take a strong person, a big strong guy, to do all that. And maybe that's sexist, but that's just my experience in these kind of crimes. But I think he's still around. This reminds me so much of Danny Rollins in Florida. Just some crazy rageful dude that somehow came upon these people. Maybe a local, maybe I don't think it's a frat kid. It could be a student, but just some loner crazy guy that just got full of rage and targeted either the house or the girls, or didn't think the guy would be there. I don't think. But all the talk around, I mean, you know, I love investigating and digging deep and trying to figure out what everything is. But sometimes it is exactly what it appears to be. And I don't think there's a grand scheme, you know, conspiracy. And sure, the frat guys might know something, but it's not who killed them. It's like something else. They have, and the fraternity boy who called earlier said, what he said is correct. I too was in the Greek system, and any lawyer for the frat is going to say, don't talk to anybody. Don't talk to anybody about anything having to do with anything. I mean, that's what I told my clients immediately. Do not speak to anybody unless I'm in the room.
Don't say shit.
So I don't know, but I'm really you and Plunder, I think,
Plunder.
redacted the names, and Grizzly redacted the names on the body cams. So I think you could pull theirs. I mean, they want to share, and I know Grizzly always talks about you and how fabulous you are.
Oh, really? That's nice. I didn't know that. That's really nice.
Yeah, she does all the
Oh.
time. She's like, y'all go listen to him.
Oh.
She says it wrong sometimes, but
That's fun.
but anyway, so that's just my 2 bits on tonight. And you know, I love Nancy Grace, and
Oh, you cancel for that? You can't say that. Oh, they go get
I can
you.
say I love Nancy Grace. She's crazier than a shithouse rat, but so am
go
I. I
get
mean,
you.
you know, you have to be. You have to be to do the kind of work she did. I mean, you just have to be. So, but anyway, I'm so proud of you, and I'm
Thank
just
you, Terry.
thrilled about
Appreciate
all the, because earlier in the year it just seemed like all kinds of bad stuff was happening, and now it's all good.
Oh, good. It's amazing.
So I think it's really great. I'm really proud for you.
Thank you. All right. Well,
You're
we'll
welcome,
talk.
and go to sleep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over the breakdown that was emailed to me, and then I'm gonna get off here. So, but yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much. All right, take care.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
By the way, that Nancy Grace video that we did about the kid in the basement, the interview stuff, it's at 979,000 on Facebook. Maybe tomorrow when I wake up, we'll have 1 million on that video. Crazy, huh? Crazy. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This was sent to me. And thank you. This was Kayla that sent this to me. Kayla. Can we read this? Okay. With names both accused parties redacted to match what is used in the original thread. DSL and Barry. Story breakdown. DSL had beef with Ethan since last year because Ethan allegedly talked a lot of shit. Barry and DSL were good friends and insinuated to be more. Oh, what are they talking about there? Barry had to tutor Ethan last year because their frat house was required to maintain a specific GPA, and Ethan wasn't doing well, but didn't take the tutoring seriously, which offended Barry. How dare you? DSL, wait, where are we at? DSL wanted Xana, and it pissed him off more that when Ethan started dating her. Barry wanted Ethan, but when she rejected him for Jack, her boyfriend, vague references to Maddie talking badly about Barry, but nothing specific. Maddie also ignored DSL. Let's see. Which he felt slight, which he felt was slight, likely because Xana began talking about DSL too around the frat/sorority community. DSL and Barry started having violent fantasies about the three of them last year and talked about if they should kill him. At a frat party night, they died. Ethan and Xana were drunk, and he began talking shit to DSL again. Said that his balls shriveled from steroid use. Embarrassed. Ooh. I missed out some of the other stuff. Embarrassed DSL because it was in front of Xana and others. Ooh. DSL snaps and tells Barry, "We're doing this." They watch the house until Maddie's bedroom light goes off, then walk over in total darkness, leaving their phones at home on autoplay. So it appears they're there. They choose to use a knife because it was dead quiet in the neighborhood and thought a gun would be too loud. attack and kill the 4. Kaylee wasn't involved at all. She was only killed because she was in the same room as Maddie. Pure bad luck. They were in and out of the house in less than 20 minutes. They bragged about this to at least one other frat brother, but everyone is keeping their mouths shut out of fear of retaliation. They bragged about this to at least one other. Oh, I said that already. The clothes they wore and the murder weapon have been disposed of using cleaning company Barry's dad works for. Unclear as to how, but it seems they hid the stuff in a load of items set to be disposed of, and it went. And off it went. Barry has talked about how he'd do this in the past to others. Wear tight gloves, wear baggy clothes to catch any hairs, fibers, or blood that comes off you, and after it's done, immediately walk away. Avoid leaving other evidence and destroy all of it right after. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. So there was beef within the community, I guess. I don't know. Too tired for all this. The frat brothers. Should we call Sylvia before we go to bed? Sylvia up. Last call. Let's see. I'm surprised we got 4,000 people this late. What's going on with everybody? Let's see, Sylvia. Yo. What's up, man? We're in live stream. You want to say any final thoughts before I end the stream?
How's everybody doing today, man? Everybody
Good. Yeah, man. We're on the TV tonight. We're on News Nation. Everybody's chilling. You tired too, huh? I'm tired, man.
Yeah, I'm dead tired.
They said they can't sleep though. They want to stay up all night.
Who?
The chat.
No, but you saw what I sent you, right? The guy on Facebook.
Yeah.
If you notice, he got his friends, like guys. So it could be like like what I was saying, the profile. We need that's a good profile, like that guy that just like the incel. That's the same thing what you was talking about, right?
They're telling me to go to bed in the chat. Yeah, that looks like him. That's the guy that was on the couch. Yeah.
I think it's, I don't know, man. It could be maybe one person doing the kidding and like maybe a couple people like looking out. But I think it's a couple people, man.
Yeah, bro. All right, man. Well, let's call it a night. They're telling me to go to bed. So.
Yeah, I'm going to bed too.
All right, man. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. Peace.
All right,
Adios.
Bye. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I should call it, man. I am tired. It's been kind of nonstop all day. 4K people. I don't know what's going on tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Oh, you know what? I need to move you guys over to just before you go to bed. We're doing a giveaway December 23rd, Friday. $500 from Swagit. I'm doing a $500 giveaway too, so $1,000. So make sure you download the app, click the link, Swagit, download the app, follow me on there. I gotta post some more videos. I've been posting videos, but I didn't post anything today. I'll start posting more videos. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate the support. Love you guys. Peace. Bye. Have a good night. I'm gonna wake up feeling like crap tomorrow. Good night. Bye. Oh wait. I gotta move you guys. Shit, I keep forgetting. Do this real quick. It's frozen. What the heck? It just froze. Not meant to be. Damn, it's like the whole computer's freezing. Okay, let's try. Here. Wow. Maybe it's a sign. Redirect. Okay. Boom. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I'm out of here now. Good night. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop.